Okay. Sorry guys about cutting up the first live stream. Something just came up that quickly. But we're gonna be back on track. As of currently, as a backtrack from the first video, in S tier we have Glenn McFreddy, Kitty Cadet, Withered Foxy, Bucket Bob, and Ruined Monty. In A tier we have Bonnie, Chica, Withered Chica, Ballora, and Circus Baby. In B tier we have Toy Bonnie, the DJ Music Man. In C tier we have Roxy. In D tier, we have Balloon Boy and Bonnet. And in F tier, we have the Lemon Dudes, JJ, and Bitty Babs. So we're gonna pick up from there. So, next up, animatronic, we have Endo from the first game. Honestly, I'm gonna say D tier. I mean, he's the reason that we're allowed to have all of these animatronics, but, like, they don't do anything outside of that. Actually, I'm gonna put him F tier. They don't really do anything with him. Now D tier, because he's just kind of meh. He's just kind of there. They don't really do anything with him, other than he's just the base of the animatronics. Alright, we got Staffbot. Honestly, these guys mind their own business. They're chilling. They mind their business. They don't cause harm. They cause harm. Like, I think they're just average. I think they start, like, causing really major harm when, like, you're in their face ruining their job, and then they have to call Chica or something like that, like Cupcake. Now, if we're talking FNAF 1, like the movie, this Cupcake is a menace. This dude be chomping up the sides of people and, like, causing springlock failures. Like, this dude, man, this dude is really something else. But outside of the movie, he just sits in your office or wherever. Um, they don't really do anything outside of him, so he's A tier. He's a solid A tier. Alright, Moondrop. This guy be scary, man. It hits nighttime, man, and you don't know where he's at, and he's just after you in the wrong move, man. He's just right there in your face. I wish they could have done more with his jump scare, but but, but it really starts cankering down when you start turning on, like, your third generator, and this guy can go inside the play area, unlike before, or jump on top of slides. Like, this guy, you don't know where he at, but he there. I think A tier. Solid A tier. This guy is truly scare factor. Bonnet. Bon. This guy, I feel so bad for him. Just saying, cause, like, his best friend just throws him at a freaking door. Like, a fucking door, and just, like, calls it, like, hey, Bon, yo, get him! Like, and slams him into a fucking door like he's a rocket launcher. Like, said F to Bon. Outside of that, when he was put into, like, all of the Ultimate Custom 9 sister location, they really just used him as more or less a gag. He was really threatening in the Funtime Freddy segment when you're trying to find the little shit. But other than that, they really didn't do much with him. So, he's gotta go to B tier. OG Foxy. Now, I'm probably gonna make a lot of people mad by saying this, but I think they could have done a lot with FNAF 1 Foxy, but instead, he just kind of lingers into your office and giving a jump scare. It's not that startling. Yeah, the running animation, it gets scared because, like, oh snap, you gotta close the door and he doesn't come in. But, like, other than that, you could probably stop his jump scare pretty easily. I don't know, it depends on your gameplay. You just gotta keep checking in his cam, and when you don't, you just caught off guard, and then he jumps. The scary part is when you don't check his cam, and then you just don't expect him to jump scare. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. Like, you're focusing on Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy on, like, a night 3, and then Foxy's just in your room. But other than that, there's nothing else to his jump scare. There's nothing else to him other than just that gimmick. And if you watch his camera enough, he won't get into your office. And the problem with his jump scare in particular is that in the original game, not including the costumes of or remix of FNAF 1, you see, like, if you happen to turn on your camera and see that he's left, before even clicking into the hallway, you could easily just turn down your camera, close the door, and either just look at other animatronics or just click on the hallway, and he just goes back to Pirate Colors. And because of that, he's A tier. I'm sorry, Foxy. You could have been better, but you're not. Nightmare Fredbear. Uh, I'm actually going to kind of do Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmare on this. They're scary as heck, and they're very difficult to keep out of your room, and their jump scare is something else. But like an Ultimate Custom Night, they're really they're pretty easy. You hear the laugh, you close the door. They could get pretty difficult if you're not paying attention in the game, but other than that, I think what holds them in their scare factor is, yeah, they're nightmarish looking, but just because they're nightmarish looking doesn't really mean too much of anything. I think I'm gonna put these two duos B tier. Like, they really could have been something, but they're not. And like, and Nightmare in general doesn't even have that good of a jump scare. He just pops up in your face. I don't know. I feel like they could have done a little bit better with Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmare. They're creepy in design, but when it comes to how their scare is executed, it doesn't, they're not for me. Funtime Foxy. Funtime's Foxy gimmick still holds up from the Ultimate Custom Night in the game till Ultimate Custom Night. In the first segment, you have to flash your light, and he'll be there, and he'll be there. The chances of you are more than likely to run into him in the dark if you will stay out your segment, but other than that, it's pretty easy to get through, and he's the last you have to worry about. And then you don't see him again until the Ultimate Custom Night segment, and then he just pretty much operates like Foxy. In Ultimate Custom Night, he's pretty easy to forget. Um, he's pretty easy to forget, considering the fact, like, he'll have a timestamp at, like, let's say 5 a.m., and you've got other animatronics to worry about, and then you get jump scared by him. Voice lines are solid. There's not much to him. He's pretty okay. He's not the best. Could have done a little bit better with him, but he's a B tier to me. Alright, Monty. I feel like Monty's whole gimmick is just aggression. Like, he's just aggressive because he's aggressive. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to him. He's just aggressive. I don't know how to feel about it other than just like, he's okay. He's like Roxy, like, she has her problems and flaws, but like, she could have been better. He's just solely aggressive. So he's C tier. And I'm not saying, oh, the rock stars or whatever sucks. They're fine. I just feel like character-wise, they could have been built up a little bit more compared to its other animatronics. And same thing with Chica. Her whole gimmick is she eats trash or food. I get it, let's eat. But like, OG Chica can do that same statement and kind of do it a little bit better. And also, trash, really? That's just gross. Whew. She's C tier like the rest of her gang. Phantom Mangle. I honestly, up until this point, completely forgot they even exist, and all they have done is just mess up with your audio. Other than that, they just buzz loud noise. It's honestly an annoyance. F tier. Alright, Fredbear. Honestly, if we're talking just Fredbear in the game, otherwise he's just seen in mini games. But an Ultimate Custom Night, you have to do this lengthy process to get him, only for a half-shortened jump scare. I mean, that's just pretty average. There's nothing else to this guy. He's C tier. I mean, he's creepy in his own sense, but like, you see Golden Freddy first, and then you get the jump scare. It's just the most random thing ever, and I just don't think it really adds to his character. He's just, he's just meh. He's whatever. Spring Bonnie, kind of the same thing. It's hard to really place him, because in fact, we have no other outcomes of what he's been used other than he was used as a spring lock suit. It was used during the, like, FNAF 4 era, but that actual, like, thing of him, he's just kind of there, so he's gonna go in C tier with Fredbear. L-Chip. You're one guy that slaps advertisements. and that's pretty much all he's used for is advertisements. I like the gimmick. It's super funny. It's cute. He's not super scary or anything, and that's pretty much it. And Pizzeria Simulator, he's just used for like, you know, your status to keep a good pizzeria going. So I think I'll just keep him. Um, where do I want to place him? I'll place him high C tier. Like, again, he's advertisement and it's cute, but he doesn't add to true gameplay gimmick. So he's just kind of average, but he's high average. He's a high average boy. Electrobab, slightly better than the Bitty Babs. They're not as bad, but again, still annoying because he messes with your electricity and ultimate in the sister location custom night. So he's just slightly better than Bitty Babs, but also he's still annoying shit. Uh this is the endoskeleton of Glamrock. I'm not sure his purpose in the game, but he's an endoskeleton and he just serves, I want to say he serves purpose. He might terrorize Gregory, but like I said, I don't know the full story. I haven't played the game all the way through. I only know by bits and clips. I'm just gonna keep him in F tier. Endo 2, pretty much just a rare screen. Doesn't really do anything because he really cool things. Kind of same thing with the first Endo, but slightly better. So he's going in D tier, just slightly above Endo 1. Entered! The rare chance of getting jump scared by this guy. This guy can enter your room. He takes over your body and infects it. And then when it's just rotten, he just leaves. This guy is a menace. He will corrupt humanity. And he'll just take over. He got disappointing a little bit in Ultimate Custom Night when he just became event variant compared to how he was in Sister Location and the story built up around him. I would just naturally give him S tier because of the lore base and everything that built around him. But because of Ultimate Custom Night, he's A tier. So sorry. Kind of, not really. Burn Trap. Really truly scary. Scarier than Scrap Trap and Spring Trap combined. Honestly, he is something else. I'm gonna put him in A tier. Like, he is probably better than the other variants of Springtrap that are out there. Glamrock, or not Glamrock, oh my god. Funtime Chica, fucking F tier. Just flashes in my screen, she doesn't destruct the screen where it is installed, but she's just there. She just has no purpose. A fucking F tier, she can stay there with the rest of them. Funtime Freddy, when he used to be one of my favorite animatronics, but other than that, just kind of became meh. He just throws his body around. Really, it just says some funny liners. You don't actually get jump scared by him. Let me make this clear. You always get jump scared by Bon Bon. Why are you holding out, Funtime Freddy? What'd you hide now? And because of that, I feel like he could have just been so much more. He's a lot more powerful in the story, count the ways, but in the games, there's just nothing to him. He's D tier. And that's only because he threw his fucking friend at a door. Alright. Ruined Freddy. Ruined Freddy, I did not expect to see what happened to him, and I feel so bad for him. And he's scary as heck, like his stomach just I think it's just really creative how his stomach just pops open and like is terrorizing and looks like it's gonna eat you with like a ruined present. But I couldn't tell if it's like the difference between him and like traditional Glamrock Freddy. I think because of that, just like with Monty, I think he's gonna go in A tier. I think that's just a really creepy factor and just a really awesome design and gameplay mechanic. Love it. Golden Freddy, solid S tier. I'm sorry, if anyone just gets the poster, sees him in the office for the first time, you're not going to expect to turn on your camera. And just the crushing of the game and just this loud jump scare and just him. Oh my god, sends chills down the spine the first gameplay. And then just the 1987 like hidden thing, solid. Just a complete solid S tier. The gumball guy. Kind of the same thing as the lemon dudes. He's just kind of there just for pizzeria purposes, but apparently he's an animatronic. I like his design, so he's gonna be high F tier. The hand unit. This motherfucker be making all sorts of mistakes, calling freaking Michael Afton eggs Benedict and crap like that, and exotic butters. Like, this thing is so fucking glitchy. It just ain't there, man. It's F tier. Like, you need to get your shit together. Like, you really need to get your shit together. Oh, honestly. Happy Frog. She claims she's better than Freddy Fazbear, but is she really? No, she's not. She's interesting because she's just like kind of childish. But I think that's the whole point. But other than that, I mean, she has no real major purpose in pizzeria simulators or going based on ultimate custom nights. She's C tier. I'm sorry. You may or may not be better than Freddy Fazbear. Helpy. Probably the champ that is helpful. He helps you through all your bills, man. He is there for you. 100%. Though I am very aware that there is variants of Helpy, with Ruin DLC. I'm just gonna stick to the traditional Helpy. I just feel like it'd be really easier. I'm gonna keep him A tier. He's like super helpful. He pays your taxes and stuff like that. But he's not like truly solid one of the gods that are up here. His jump scare is also super loud and annoying, but not loud in a good way like Golden Freddy's, where it's loud and scary. Like, it just completely catches you off guard. It catches you off guard, but it's like, bruh, really? That's your jump scare? You just in my face playing your fucking whole loud horns? Like, damn, no. Alright, next animatronic on the list is Bonnie. He's just Halloween variant of Nightmare Bonnie, but he's still confirmed in animatronic. I like him. I like his design with the orange. But other than that, there's nothing much to him. He just lights up. He's orange. He's okay. He's C tier. Jacko Chica. Jacko Chica probably would have been in C tier with Jacko Bonnie, because same thing. She's just a Halloween variant of Nightmare Chica. However, the only thing that's keeping her to go higher than Jacko Bonnie is because she actually shows some ultimate custom night lore and purposes, and it just adds scare factor. And like, God forbid, you're trying to heat up your office to kind of keep other animatronics at bay because, the mediocres are heat sensitive for whatever fucking reason. So, because of that, she's B tier, man. She's solid B tier. Lefty. Lefty has a lot of lore, and it's just menacing in her own way for him. I think they confirmed that like Lefty's like actual gender is he. It's just the puppet is a her. So I'm gonna adjust Lefty and Lefty alone, since the security puppet sits on animatronic as he. I think like Lefty is menacing in his own right, especially with his missing eye. He just has that mystery, menacing approach to him, and I think that just is very creepy. So I'm giving him A tier. A little bit. Literally, lol. Just LOL. They only appear on a TV screen, but that's kind of charm. It has its own charm with that. I like it. Could have been a little bit better, a little bit more, because in fact they're just used as a joke. I'll treat them as a joke. They're a B tier. The Mangle. The Mangle is very interesting in her own right, considering the fact her body movements and her jump scare. However, what keeps her from really being high in the charts is her jump scare. Like, once she's in your office, she just in your office. You know, eventually you're gonna just be jump scared. Like, it's still catching you off guard, especially if you're like really busy. But like, if it's a really slow night and you're dumb enough to let her into your office because you're not fucking paying attention to your surroundings, she just lingers up in the office and you're like, okay, are you gonna jump scare me or what, bitch? Like, come on. I think that's just makes her B tier. I'm sorry, it's just her jump scare is so predictable, and I think she does this similar method in Ultimate Custom Night. So like, nothing really changes. While she holds many good lore base and stuff, it's her jump scare that kind of keeps her away. While her jump scare is pretty solid with biting up into the frontal lobe, indicating she's probably got the bite of 87, it just, like, just kind of like a bruh move. You should have just went for the head. Or at least animated it or something. Oh, Mapbot, F tier. Most annoying fuckers in the way. Always in my way of saying, want a map? Want a map? No, motherfucker, I do not want a map from you. The Mimic. To me, super overrated. Overhyped. No, it's not overrated. It's like, he's very overhyped. Could have been a little bit more. I'm gonna put him in B tier. He's an okay villain, but like it's building up and building up with the Mimic, and the Mimic probably could have a relationship with, or in relation of Glitch Chef and all this other stuff. But like, doesn't he doesn't scare me. He doesn't like really hold the true title of Five Nights at Freddy's Ultimate Jump Scare. Like he hmm, just I don't know. He's just kind of there to me. Minorinas, totally F tier. They're like just clogging in your fucking view and you can't see shit, man. Like, they're annoying. They're just as annoying as bitty bats. And they just, like, they giggle right in your face, like, like, what the fuck you laughing at, bitch? You think it's funny? You think you wanna fuck around with me? No, no, I did not think so. Molten Freddy. Our next animatronic being Molten Freddy. Molten Freddy is really, really something else. His jump scare is very lazy in both variants, and while his design is pretty okay, pretty creepy in his own sense, since he literally is just another form of Ennard who is better, the spaghetti Freddy just doesn't cut it for me. He's C tier. He's okay, but he could be better, you know. Of course, we got another trash in the game. He's Mr. Can Do, and Mr. Can Do can earn his title up into the S tier. Mr. Hippo. I know a lot of people hate Mr. Hippo for his stories, but I'm one for his stories. I think his stories are really great. Well, if you dare to sit down and actually watch or listen to his stories. Other than that, like again in Pizzeria Simulator, he's not really added to anything. I think he's a good dude, but not scary enough. He's B tier. Only for good stories, but he's just not scary enough. Actually, no. Yeah, he's B tier. Mr. Hugs, the one animatronic that pisses off our boy Toy Freddy to and constantly torments him. So, I think that's S tier, man. If you can make a animatronic get scared, that's saying something. If you could scare an animatronic and catch him off guard, and then they're forced to kill us, man, that's like some S tier qualities. You cannot convince me that that's not S tier quality. Music Man, like original Music Man. I think he's okay. His sound gimmick is pretty unique, considering the fact he didn't have much of a gimmick in Pizzeria Simulator. I think he's slightly better than DJ Music Man, considering the fact that it just happens out of nowhere if you're not paying attention to his symbols. So I'm gonna put him high B tier above Toy Bonnie. I'm not, and plus that stare, it's just so menacing. It's just something that completes you off guard. Though I'm very confused of why they used the FNAF 1 jump scare screen for him. in Ultimate Custom Night when all the other animatronics from his game uses their own jump scare scream. I don't know. I think it's just odd that it's like that. Alright, Ned Bear. Same thing I said with Happy Frog. He's just he follows the same gimmicks, and there's nothing really to back him up in Pizzeria Simulator. He's okay. I like his jump scares. It's really goofy with his top hat coming in, up and down from his head, but other than that, there's nothing really to him. So, Nightmare Balloon Boy. A little shit, but somehow is worser than Balloon Boy. F tier. His whole flashlight gimmick is like annoying and Ultimate Custom Night. I bet he just tries to act like a better version of Plushtrap. No, thank you. I'm sorry. He's just worse than Balloon Boy. Like, you wanna hate a Balloon Boy? Hate Nightmare Balloon Boy. He fucking sucks. Nightmare Bonnie. I'm gonna kind of duo up him and Chica because they operate the same, but not in Ultimate Custom Night. Actually, I might not do the same because she's different. Nightmare Bonnie, he's pretty okay. He's creepy in a sense, and all the nightmares follow their own sense of gimmick, like breathing, heavy breathing, and stuff like that. But other than that, you see him creeping through the hallway. Like that's creepy. That's scary. His design of withering is pretty good, really awesome, really solid, and truly gets to scariness when you're actually playing the game first on, and you're not catching his breathing. And just he's 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 saw A tier. Like that's scary. Nightmare Chica. The reason why I didn't do him back to back is because what makes it slightly better than Nightmare Bonnie is if you don't get jump scared, you would get jump scared by Dish Nightmare Cupcake. But what really gets her is that when she becomes a secret character in Ultimate Custom Night, you don't expect her jump scare because like Dee Dee throws her in. So I think that offers her an S tier, especially when you're panicking and you don't know how to like shut off her jump scare or whatever, or get her to stop closing in. Just that teeth clawing in and just clawing right and just like ending right there. I just think it's just truly S tier material, truly. So I think that is completely she's worth it. And then with Nightmare Cupcake, when you fail to let her in instead of her jump scaring her sometimes, Nightmare Cupcake will come in and like chomp you up and eat you. I think that is truly what the original Cupcake is getting, and sometimes you don't catch it off guard. But it is it's worse than Cupcake because he's also can be super annoying, especially when it comes to Nightmare Chica. But there's been multiple times I've been gotten scared by this guy, and okay, I am gonna put him up with it. I'm gonna put him side by side with Cupcake or Carl, whatever. And I think that's just he just really catches you off guard. Nightmare Freddy. I'm sorry, he's scary in his own right, but he just kind of comes out of nowhere. What keeps him is his little shits, the Freddles. I mean, he's scary and all, but like if you don't flash the lights at him, he doesn't jump scare you. And I mean that's pretty okay, but it doesn't offer that scare gimmick. It's kind of like Nightmare Fredbear Nightmare. Like they're scary in design, but like when they're executed in their jump scare, they just really do not hold well. And then same thing in Ultimate Custom Night, you just shine off the Freddles. So like the chances of you really getting jump scared by Nightmare Freddy is probably in more harder nights, but outside of that, it's just kind of not. Nightmare Mangle, just a complete reskin color of Nightmare Foxy. And honestly, speaking on the same subject, whenever I get to Nightmare Foxy, uh, kind of insight of already his destiny. You basically see him in the closet, you go and rush in, shine the light, close the closet, and he becomes a plushie. That's not terrifying, other than the fact that he does the jump scare scream, which catches you off guard, thinking you are gonna get jump scared. Because of that, I think that's kind of a very funny troll kind of thing from Scott's perspective, and I think that's a really just neat touch. And it's also super easy to get off guard. So I think that is A tier material. Nightmarian, slightly better than Nightmare, and I'm gonna put them above Nightmare Fredbear, but again, falls the same gimmick as Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmare. Nothing else to him. He says a couple of cool liners in Ultimate Custom Night, just slightly better version of Nightmare. He's okay. Number 1 crate. I'm gonna kind of hold my reputation here. I'm gonna put him in A tier. He's solid, but like he whispers, he's not quite number 1 compared to the rest of his gang. Again, this is just a joke. LOL. I hope. Do not criticize me. I mean, you can, but like, take the trash in the game for being S tier as kind of slightly a joke, because automatically people think they'd be up tier. But I think within their own charm, they're cheap, they're great, and they can scare animatronics. I think technically that is S tier. I don't care. Number 1 king is like S tier. Ruin Roxanne. S tier, my guy. The first ruined animatronic to be on this list. We have a little bit of every. Actually, no. Ruined Monty. She holds a lot of story with Cassidy, and it really shows more character arc compared to her from the first game, from her before the ruined DLC. Like, it just seemed like she was kind of full of very insecure, like that kind of girl, like girl insecure. But like in the ruined DLC, she really comes to shine through and really shows a little bit more about her character arc and everything. And I think it just adds more to her. And the fact that she was there for a girl when she needed her most, that being Cassidy. I think that's really sweet. And really made me cry during that moment. So for that, she's S tier. Orville, same thing with the other buddies. I'm not going to repeat myself on that part. You guys pretty know why he's on C tier. Pantstan, solid S tier, my guy. Solid. Solid, solid. Phantom Balloon Boy, F tier. In fact, pretty much, I'm gonna kind of rush through. I'm gonna rush through the Phantoms here, and I'm gonna explain why. They kind of operate the same. You catch them in the camera, or in Ultimate Custom Night, they jump scare you, or in FNAF 3. Um, depending on if they just will randomly spawn. And then they'll mess with your errors and stuff like that. But then they get you the first time around, they jump scare you, and you think, oh shoot, I'm dead. But then at the end of the day, though, they don't really. Once you know they don't jump scare you, they lose their charm instantly. And then Phantom Freddy just become an annoyance in like Ultimate Custom Night. But he's slightly better because I like the little animation in FNAF 3 of him roaming down. It does give the illusion that it's Springtrap. But it also affects your game in the third game because in one respect, because if they cause like ventilation error or camera error, you will start to think you see more than one Springtraps, and that can really fuck up your game and cause it game over. These guys are just straight up annoying, especially Phantom Puppet. They're just like right in your face, and it really affects the game. And just flashing red lights, and then boom, get jump scared by Springtrap, instant game over. Just really a fucking bunch. And I'm aware that almost all of the FNAF 3 characters are down at the bottom. I just feel like they were really executed poorly, and just could have been really done better. I just really think they could have been done better than what they were put through. They have neat designs, but that's pretty much just holding. Because what am I level? Pig Patch, not F tier. I'm gonna put him high C tier next to L Chip because, like his other counterparts, his little one-liners and quirkiness is kind of really nice, and it builds up a little character towards him. He's not as great as Mr. Hippo, but definitely made me chuckle a couple times with some of his liners. That adds kind of like that darkish humor to him. It's really nice. Plush Trap, I'm gonna put him in B tier. Actually, C tier. I say C tier because, like, he's just a flashlight game. He's not all that scary. And then even if you do mess up, I think a few times I've seen people jump because they got jump scared by Plush Trap. Like, I mean, he's okay, but, like, he's not bad or anything. This dude, same thing as the rest of them. They could have been better. They're just decorations. That's pretty much all he is. OG Freddy. We're going based on OG Freddy in just his first game alone. Honestly, he's has his own scary arcs. In the dark, you already know you're getting screwed over by Freddy, especially with his little famous song and lights. It really just catches you off guard. In the first game, it just you don't know what to expect, especially when lights are just dark after the song, and you think you're in the clear, but then you just get jump scared by him. It just really catches you. And then like in later nights, if you he does become an annoyance as the later nights, especially when like the first couple nights you're not expecting him to move, and then he does move by like night 3, and then by like night 3 he's moving. He's like moving to get you, and like if you don't watch the cameras, then you're screwed because then he just sits in that corner and then he torments you and stuff like that. Um, An ultimate custom night, he pretty much comes to the door. It's not that bad. You just can make sure you catch him in the first sign and stuff. Pretty much takes after from FNAF 1. I think he's A tier. I think honestly though, if he just um I know it's weird not putting him in S tier, but I feel like the whole camera gimmick of him slowly getting closer to the door and just getting to the corner, it just becomes more of an annoying trope than it is scary. But you know what? No, I'm gonna move him to S tier only because of the dark time mode. I feel like it is truly what gets people's blood pumping when they think of FNAF. Like truly, that is what Five Nights at Freddy's is about. Just that darkness, dark elements, and then just getting completely jump scared and then just caught off guard. Well, yes, I feel like the camera part is what holds him back a little bit from S tier, which is why he's low S tier. I still feel like he's great and he's great. He's one of the originals. He's the whole point of FNAF. That he should be in S tier where he belongs. Rockstar Bonnie. Love the guitar gimmick, but not scary. His interesting music trope is really interesting and a kind of a neat touch, but that's all he looks for is a guitar. One of my favorite animatronics, but still isn't scary. Rockstar Foxy. A D tier. I am probably the first Foxy to be on lower end of the spectrum. Well, no, Foxy. I say with Rockstar Foxy, I'm being more on the D tier, is that he's just a helping hand, but there is that rare chance of getting jump scared by him, and it can catch you off guard, but other than that, it's not terrifying. He says the same one-liner, and it's a cute little gimmick, but like it's not scary. It doesn't scare me. It's just kind of like oh whatever, kind of a moment. Just it's just whatever. Rockstar Freddy. I'm gonna put him in C tier. Love the 5 coins part. It's been a nice little gimmick and gag that I've had to go through the years, but as far as scare factor, he doesn't really scare me. He just really does not scare me at all. He's just kind of an annoyance, especially when you can rig him and just turn on the heat. So, Ruin Chica. I'm gonna put her in C tier as well. You get her voice box, you feel slightly empathy with the garbage, but consider the fact she's been eating trash and stuff, but then they do nothing else with her. I feel like is it just a wasted potential on a ruined character. Really kind of disappointed on her whole arc in the ruined DLC. Oh, automatic S tier. We got Eclipse. Now I'm counting as far as ruined, especially since he operates just the same as Moon does, but like that rewarding satisfaction of when you reset him and stuff like that, him baking. I can't help but put him in S tier. Like that is a solid animatronic right there. Love him. Just truly S tier. Shadowbond. I'm gonna put him in F tier. I mean he's creepy and all, but he does really nothing. You just can't use your flashlights. And then he just kind of does nothing in Ultimate Custom Night. He's a rare. That's all he is. Scrap Baby, ready for controlled shock? Cause I'm not. Yeah, that's all she does. Truly, kinda to me, minus her design, I feel like she's a complete downgrade from Circus Baby. And could have really done better, but after all, she just kind of turned to, gotta give her a controlled shock kind of a gimmick, and that's the end of it. She may terrorize your customers in Pizzeria Simulator, but she is she is not scary in any shape or form. Creepy, yes. Gimmick wise, her whole mechanic just really is just meh. The person that witnessed it all, A tier. I like Security Puppet, and she considered back what she has witnessed the first death. She's the first witness of everything. She witnessed William Afton's wrongdoing and everything. I think is just A tier. Truly. Shadow Freddy. Kind of the same thing with Shadow Bonnie. Actually, more so D tier. He's creepy in his own sense with his eyes and stuff, but he just appears in the camera. That's kind of it. He's just kind of a rare screen. Scrap Trap. As people hate Scrap Trap, where did I put him? I'm gonna put him in D tier. I think he's kind of neat in his own way. I feel like they needed to get rid of the buck teeth, and some of the anatomy doesn't quite make sense. But I think he's an okay design. I'm I'm totally fine with it. Springshot. Ooh. Because in fact he is the man of the hour, but he's not quite scary. I'm gonna put him in B tier. He's not quite scary in one respect. He's just kind of there. I mean, he can catch you off guard, sure, in FNAF 3, but like Ultimate Custom Night, he's like an event. Well, yes, he murdered and killed children when it his soul, but when it comes to animatronic design and actually genuinely trying to scare people, he's more has like a fangirl fan base more than he actually has a scare base. And I feel like they could have just done more. His jump scares themselves are kind of lame and just nothing. Ultimate Culture Night didn't really do him justice either, so he's B tier. Nightmare Foxy going up with Nightmare Mangle. I explained my reason for Nightmare Mangle. Same thing with Nightmare Foxy. A truly good gimmick, but worth being an A tier. Sundrop. Ah, I'm gonna put him D tier. I know it's a big drop from Moondrop, but Sundrop, his alter ego, I think he's just annoying. I know he's desperately trying to keep Gregory and any children from discovering Moondrop and, like, not get hurt by them and all that, but other than that, I think he's just generally annoying. Hey, baby, didn't know this thing existed, but Pizzeria Simulator just for, you know, decoration, but it's just it's an egg animatronic. Just F tier. You want to talk about annoyance? D tier. Well, Puppet is creepy in her own way. The reason why I'm putting her in D tier is just her annoyance at the music box. That is it. She doesn't piss me off to no end when it comes to the music box. Sure, when you don't hear it the first time, it just catches you off guard. But outside of that, it just becomes annoying. And, like, once you know you hear the, like, Pop Goes the Weasel song, you know you're just fucked. Other than that, I mean, sure, she has her own creepish charm. But, it, it just, it's just annoying. Her whole gimmick is annoying. Toy Chica, F tier. Yeah, I get the missing beak is creepy and all, but again, annoying. purely annoying, and she doesn't really do much. She does the same thing as Toy Bonnie, but just does it in a more of an annoying aspect. There's no other gimmick to her whatsoever, so she's just F tier. Toy Freddy. He's not scary. I'm gonna put him in B tier. He's not scary. He's funny. He's a really funny animatronic. Like he doesn't really particularly scare me or intrude me or like make me want to pee my pants in any shape or form. But like he's funny in his own special way. And I like his jump scares, and I think it's kind of interesting and a really fun gimmick that when you're playing an Ultimate Custom Night, that you have to help him from getting jump scared from Mr. Hugs. Other than that, I think he's a funny chill dude, and I enjoy his company. Glitch Trap. I'm gonna put him in the same thing with Springtrap. I know he's technically not an animatronic, but he's a virus of an animatronic. He's caused mayhem and all sorts of glitching issues into the universe. He's creepy in his own special way, but he doesn't really jump scare you. He's just eerie. Actually, no, I'm gonna put him in A tier for that. He doesn't jump scare or cause real scare factors. He's just eerie, just very eerie. Caution bot, D tier. Nah, bro, we're talking C tier. This dude be warning you to not slip and stuff like me, and I mean that's a lad right there. That's a true lad. But he's not scary. He's just a solid lad. Wither Bonnie. A tier. This is slightly biased because he is my favorite animatronic, but he is not S tier. A tier with the face puns. A tier because he's missing a face and I find that really creepy. And well, yes, throw on a Freddy Fazbear mask and he goes away. I feel like him clawing at I feel like when his hand is gesturing towards your face, I feel like that's just his attempt to claw at your face. I love him. To me, he is A tier. That's pretty much the main bias here is him. He was just not A tier. With a Freddy, honestly, B tier. I feel like he's slightly underwhelmed. Like he could have been something, and he just isn't. He's also not present in Ultimate Custom Night, and for somebody who's in most of the FNAF packaging base front, he has no figurine or merchandise of him. Very sad. And by the time he gets to your office, he's just as ready to come at you, but like throwing the mask and he's on. Like he could have been a little bit better and probably I don't know, I feel like he could have been way a little bit better. Golden Freddy, Withered Golden Freddy. It's going to be A tier. Kind of this little downgrade from the original Golden Freddy because like he's there and you could throw in a mask and camera pretty quickly, and a lot of times you don't dodge. You pretty much dodge him. Unless you're unlucky like me and can't see him too. What keeps him kind of separated uh, from Golden Freddy is just that you can prevent it. Same thing in Ultimate Custom Night, it's pretty easy. And his jump scare just kind of zooms in. It's just a little downgrade from the Golden Freddy. I feel like the Golden Freddy jump scare, well, yes, it's a JPEG. It's just kind of creepy in an eerie way. It sends like shivers down your spine. The Golden Freddy just kind of, he's there. He doesn't really add much to scare, and just he zooms in, gets to your face. He's a giant head, not S tier material, but you know, he still is scary. Last place is Yendo, which is D tier, which jump scare is kind of lame. Actually, no, he's F tier. Actually, he's just kind of lame. He's kind of lesser of the endoskeletons, and he was only appeared in that one Ultimate Custom Night in sister location. I don't remember if he appeared in Ultimate Custom Night. He might have. Somebody might have to let me know about that. But other than that, he's just kind of there. I don't really have any other rich for him. And that is it. I've ranked all the animatronics. So we're gonna just kind of recap of all the animatronics in their tiers. And you can always just rewatch and hear my explanation for why they're in each tier. If you feel like they should be in another tier and you provide a much better explanation why certain animatronics should be in certain tiers, I am more than willing to do a video and adjust my tiers based on fan opinion. And if you want to do a tier video where you vote for which animatronic goes in what tier, depending on the vote, I will leave that onto my Twitter, and you guys can partake in that little voting. If you're like in the FNAF Amino or Twitter, you can participate in the little voting where I'll do a video of vote for the FNAF animatronics, and I will do a video going over on which animatronic got tiered in what category. But for right now, it's just my opinion, or what I believe fits based on my rules, and I may have adjusted the rules to fit my own being. So, without further ado, in S tier we have Glamrock Freddy, Candy Cadet, Withered Foxy, my pen's down. Bucket Bob. Oh, sorry. Get back in your spot. Ruined Monty, Golden Freddy, Mr. Can-Do, Mr. Hugs, Nightmare Chica, Number 1 Crate, Ruined Roxy, Handstand, OG Freddy, and Eclipse. In A tier, we have Burn Trap, Bonnie, Chica, Wither Chica, Ballora, Circus Baby, Nightmare Cupcake, Cupcake/Carl, Moondrop, OG Foxy, Ruined Glamrock Freddy, Ennard, Helpy, Nightmare Bonnie, Lefty, go back to your spot, Nightmare Mangle, Security Puppet, Nightmare Foxy, Glitch Trap, Withered Bonnie, and Withered Golden Freddy. In B tier, we have Music Man, Toy Bonnie, DJ Music Man, Bon Bon, Nightmare Marion, Nightmare Fredbear, Nightmare, Funtime Foxy, Jacko Chica, Lolbit, Mangle, Mr. Hippo, Nightmare Freddy, Rockstar Bonnie, Springtrap, Toy Freddy, and Withered Freddy. In C tier, we have El Chip, Pickpatch, Stackbot, Roxy, Monty, Glamrock Chica, Fredbear, Spring Bonnie, Happy Frog, Jackal Bonnie, Molten Freddy, Ned Bear, Orville, Flush Trap, Rockstar Freddy, Ruined Chica, and the Caution Sign. In D tier, we have Balloon Boy, Bonnet, Endo 2, Endo 01, Funtime Freddy, The Mimic, Phantom Chica, Phantom Foxy, Phantom Freddy, Rockstar Foxy, Scrap Baby, Phantom Freddy, Scrap Trap, Sundrop, and the Puppet. In F tier, we have these guys that I forgot their name already. JJ, Electra Bitty Babs, Phantom Mangle, the Glamrock, Endoskeleton, Funtime Chica, Staffbot, Hand Unit, Mini Renos, Nightmare Balloon Boy, Phantom Balloon Boy, Phantom Puppet, Golden King, Shadow Bonnie, Egg Baby, Toy Chica, and Yendo. Again, if you guys have any opinions about this, please participate in the voting. That will be on my Twitter. You can find it in the description, or just simply search up Kale the Wolf and hop on Amino, and you can hop on the FNAF Amino, and you will find some Amino posts about it. And I will also have a link in the description. If I miss any animatronics, please let me know, and I will do an update list. Other than that, thank you for watching my stream, and have